You know, they say Kyoto has about 2,000 temples and shrines, which is basically the city's way of saying it has a very high Zen per square inch ratio. But if you were looking for the ultimate VIP lounge of the Meiji era, you end up here at Murin. It's funny because the name literally translates to the villa with no neighbors, which is the 19th century version of I am an introvert with a massive budget and excellent taste. Walking through these gates feels less like entering a tourist spot and more like we accidentally stumbled into the private retreat of a very powerful ghost who still appreciates a good view. This place was the brainchild of Yamagata Aritomo, a guy who was twice the prime minister and basically a heavy hitter in Japanese politics. But honestly, his real flex wasn't his political career, it was his gardening game. Back in the late 1800s, while everyone else was busy worrying about the Industrial Revolution, Yamagata was collaborating with the legendary master gardener Ogawa Jihei to rewrite the rules of Japanese landscaping. Usually, traditional gardens are all about meticulously groomed moss and very serious rocks that look like they rejudging your life choices. But Murin, and decided to go rogue. They put in vast lawns of bright green grass, which was a total new money move at the time, influenced by Western aesthetics that were pouring into Japan. It's this incredible cultural mashup where the East meets the West, but in a way that feels organic rather than forced. You've got the traditional wooden villa where you can almost hear the soft padding of tabby socks on tatami, and then right next to it, this solid red brick Western style building that looks like it belongs in a spy movie set in old London. In fact, that brick building is where the Murin-an conference happened, where 4 big name politicians basically decided the fate of the nation over tea, and probably some very intense whispering. It's wild to think that such high-stakes history happened in a place that feels this peaceful. The architecture here is a masterclass in shaky or borrowed scenery, where the garden does tea just stop at the fence. It basically steals the Higashiyama mountains and claims them as part of the backyard. It's a very clever way of saying, I own this garden, and also, I technically own that mountain over there too. Culturally, this place represents that fascinating Meiji-era identity crisis where Japan was trying to figure out how to be modern without losing its soul. You can see it in the way the water flows through the streams. It is not just a trickle, it is designed to sound like a natural mountain brook, bringing a bit of the wild wilderness into the heart of the city. There is a certain folklore-ish quality to the way the sunlight hits the water, almost as if the spirits of the old artisans are still hanging around, making sure the ripples look perfect for the camera. It is the kind of place that reminds you that luxury in old Japan was itty about gold. Plated everything. It was about the luxury of space, the luxury of silence, and the luxury of having a stream that sings to you while you contemplate your next big move. So, if you ever feel like the modern world is a bit too loud, just imagine you, a 19th century statesman sitting right here, probably wearing a very fancy hat deciding the future of the world while watching the light dance across the grass. Honestly, if I had a backyard like this, I'd never get any work done either.